Because some people might be interested in how a Vtuber model works, and because I really like to talk about this subject in general, I decided I could make a small video about presenting different aspects of my VTube journey. Obviously, I'm not a professional, and I will never be, and I think it is actually what can be interesting about this little video, that I will maybe title it as how I did my model and my setup as a totally newbie, not successful person with technology. Maybe it can be a bit different from the other really professional and really talented VTuber that I really admire. I just figured out that it might be a bit funny to see how I did everything, and maybe also why I wanted to be a VTuber, and the art process and the rigging process. I did a tiny list, but I mean, you should know me, my brain is sometimes short-circuiting, so my speech might be in shambles sometimes and have no coherence at all, but you know what? I don't care at this point. So first, with the question of why did I decide to become a VTuber? Actually, it might be surprising or uncommon, but my motivation, I think, are quite different from the other VTuber that you might see, especially from like indie VTubers. I think so, like the popular one. Since I am not here from entertainment purposes, you might have guessed that, since I don't think I'm funny. I don't consider myself as funny, and you probably don't find me funny, and that is totally okay. This is absolutely not my goal as a VTuber. Well, I think I might be a bit selfish in this VTuber project of mine, since I think I first embarked in this journey for myself. And to be honest, at first my dream was like to join an agency, to meet people like me, to have a really like close group of friends who like share the same passion and the same like hype for like, I don't know, video games, a bit of craziness, a bit of like pop cultures and so on. But then we had this period of huge drama and I don't know, I got scared really quickly, and I got a bit, I won't say disgusted, but yeah, my point of view changed a bit. And I was like, yeah, maybe. And I think too, I soon realized that some maybe parts of being an agency surrounded by a lot of like popular VTuber were also like not for me. For example, well, I'm studying it a lot because I don't want you to misunderstand, and because I'm not a loud person in general. I am not really hyperactive, and I mean, it's a bit weird to say it, but I'm not really into like lewd things, and I'm not swearing at all. So that is totally different from like the big, like really popular VTuber that we have there, and that a lot of entertaining VTubers, but I was like, it's fun to watch them from time to time, but I was like, they're cute and all, but maybe it would have been too much for me at one point. So being alone in my little room, in my little like starry space, is already very good for me. And so you might have understand, like, it's not really as a like way to entertain. I want to say it's practically as a mean to, I guess, to heal a small part of myself, and also give me some motivation to do things and share random thoughts about things I love in general. And yeah, that's also partially why I am not seeking fame at all, and I prefer chatting in a little comfortable space that is like far more less frightening. And so that maybe I can also meet, more or less awkward people like me. We can all be comfortable together. But maybe, for you, if you are shy and you want to start YouTubing, just remember, be a bit selfish. Like, if you're not seeking fame, just do it for yourself. Do it as something you might enjoy, something to externalize your thoughts, your passion. So go for it. That's just what I want to say. Now let's dive into the most interesting part and what I think you're actually here for, which is the art and the reading process. As a totally new VTuber on this platform and someone, totally new in general to YouTube, to video gaming, recording, and so on, I will maybe share a bit of my journey with you. So first, my initial idea, it was just a jellyfish. I have this obsession about jellyfish since a long time ago, since I'm quite young, I think. I don't know, I really like how they look, how gracious they feel, and how, they give this sense of peacefulness and dream-like floating creatures that I find really comforting. And I also really like space and the stars, and I am this type of person who can go out in parks at night just to watch the stars, even though I don't know anything about astronomy. I'm fascinated by pictures of the cosmos, of the universe, and I was telling myself, why not combine the two and make a space jellyfish creatures? And so here I am. Honestly, I had a lot of hesitation at first. Not a lot, but I had some quite hesitation at first between doing a more childish or a more adult model. But the thing is, I find my voice maybe more suited for an older version, because I am not using voice changer, so this is my real voice, and I'm not forcing anything. So this is my real voice, and I was like, I don't have a high-pitched voice. It's really an ugly, normal, everyday voice. So it fits more, I think, I'm more of an adult than a child, so it fits more, I think, the criteria of adult, old teenager model, so that was what gave it up for me. And also, the more I was working on the model, the more I was thinking that, yes, maybe an adult model is actually giving off more this vibe of reassuring and calm feeling that I wanted to convey through this space jellyfish theme. So all in all, I'm very happy with how it turned out. Also, if you are someone interested in VTubers, you might have come across a lot of video discussing what is a good or what is about VTuber model, what is a good or what is about VTuber name. And honestly, I've never watched them. I've watched them, I think, after I created my model, I came across them. But honestly, I was not interested in making my VTuber like more suited for like this whole like VTuber guideline or something like that. So really, if you have an idea in mind, which I had, I'm just like, go for it. Like you should. I think the most important for you is you should be comfortable with your model because it's what will represent you. So don't try to fit in the criteria. Just go for what like you are very comfortable to, what you like the whole aesthetic you like. This is, I think, the most important. Also, what happened for me is that I had a pretty clear image of my model. Like I had it in mind for quite a time. So I have made drafts. So here are my drafts, if you want to see them. And you can notice that I haven't done many changes, aside from maybe the headpiece that originally had 3 strands, and then it turned into 1 strands and like some diamonds floating, just because maybe I was thinking it might be a bit too many information on the same model, and honestly it was it would have been longer to rig, I guess. Also, here are some color concepts. So again, you might have seen I had a really more or less clear idea in mind. Purple is my favorite color, and it's quite reminiscent of space in a way, so I mean it's pretty straightforward, but I couldn't imagine myself in another color than purple. However, what I was worried about, and what maybe you can say me, because it is something that I have in mind for a long time, I mean kind of a worry in a way, or like a critic, like a critic about my model, and that maybe like too much purple is a bit like killing the vibe of a jellyfish. Like I don't know, like I am not sure that if I hadn't told you that I was a jellyfish, you would have guessed it, because but like except for like this jellyfish haircut, there are not many things like that are reminiscent of a jellyfish. Like if you're looking in the first draft, you can see that I had a charm with the jellyfish, but that's really the only thing that can give you like hints. So I don't know, like don't be shy, tell me it, because like I am also thinking that way, so just say it to me, please. And yeah, also maybe like the algae that I have around me can be like can give you hints. I don't know. I mean, have you noticed what it was around me? I don't even know. Oh my gosh, I'm totally lost. But either way, I mean, you don't have to know that I am jellyfish to appreciate me, right? Right? Then I had all of my draft, I had all of my colors that were quite clear in mind. Now I needed someone to draw my model, because little do you know, I am not able to draw on digital devices. I can somewhat draw on like traditional materials. I am quite good with like, I mean quite good, it's a big word, but like I can do little things with like pencil, papers, and like markers, but don't talk to me about like tablets and so on. This is something far beyond my comprehension. So with my really clear idea in mind, I commissioned someone. I commissioned this wonderful artist Ayakimi on Fiverr. it was my first time using this platform, and well, I was really scared at first because I was scared of scam. Like basically, like you are giving money to someone, and you don't know, maybe you might be like very disappointed, or maybe they might lie about what they're doing. I don't know, I've seen that happen. But here I made my researches, and we came into contact, and everything ran pretty smoothly. The thing is that I was maybe a bit a bother for this artist, since my idea was like so clear in mind that I asked for like little modification in a like very often. Like normally I don't think that you should ask for that much revision, but here I can give you like some example of the first draft made. And the first were really great, actually. Like the base was really great, but then like we had all of these little details that were like quite important for me, and I didn't want them to go to waste or something. So I felt really bad to ask for so much modification, for so much revision, but in the end we managed to come to this result that you have here. So yeah, I had to spend money, that's true, but the fact is I have saved a lot before, thanks to the job I had, and also some money that I received for my birthday. And I was like, oh, this will be a birthday present from me to myself. A small drawing that cost me around was €100 for this model, obviously in PSD, so that means that all the layers are already separated, and that was a huge help. I wouldn't have imagined drawing everything and like separating everything myself. I've tried, actually. You will see soon enough that I've tried to do my own model as a training session, and it was very hard. But yeah, if you're an artist and if you have some time in your hand, I don't know, for holidays, if you don't have, I don't know, exams to work on or things like that, you can definitely try. It will be hard, but you can try to draw it yourself, separate it yourself in PSD, and then you have to export it on Live2D to start my favorite part, which is the rigging process. Rigging process. Rigging in Live2D, something I wasn't aware existed before I was really invested in this whole Vtuber thing. And honestly, I really loved rigging my model, because if you're asking, I am the one who rigged this little Amy. First of all, because actually at first I was searching for riggers, but we won't lie, it's really, really expensive, and I've already spent money on my model, on the art. I would have felt very, very bad to spend money on rigging an avatar that probably is not going to be seen by many people. And the more I watched tutorials and video, the more invested and interested I was into this whole new activity. So the first model I made was actually completely done with 3 tutorials. Can we say that I did a full model? No, I actually just done the eyes and the mouth, thanks to the tutorial on Live2Ds. And I don't want to brag or anything, but I understood pretty quickly how the whole how the whole process is working. Like I understood like the physics really quickly, how the parameters work, and like the whole process. I found it like very understandable pretty quickly. So I quickly got rid of this like free tutorial, free models, and I was maybe a bit unconscious, and I was like, oh, okay, so that is not that hard actually to rig a model, so let's try to do a little version of Small Amy. Would you like to see Small Amy? Let's see how was my first model then, shall we? And this, my sea bunnies, is how my first model looked like. So you can see first that there is a lot of mistakes in it. But, I mean, for first model, was actually pretty funny. A lot of jiggle. And the physics are really off. But I managed to rig a whole model. I mean, kind of. Maybe I should talk about this little model. Let's talk about it while having it displayed. It might be fun, don't you think? So this was completely drawn by me on Ibis Paint, with over, I think, 80 layers or 50 layers. I think it was 50 layers, but I mean a lot of mistakes in it. Let's do a quick showcase of positive and negative points in this first try. So as you can see, you have noticed, yes, that the physics on my right, on the right eyes, the purple one, are totally off. That is because in the free version you don't have a copy-paste mechanic, so you can't copy the parameters and the jiggle physics of one eyes to another, something that I have done for my final model. So this leads to a lot of inconsistencies, but well, and you see also that the eye open and eye close are really harsh too. Something really weird, I can't really explain why, but well, there's always room for improvement, I guess. So you can see this weird rigging problems for my hair, like the back hair, and that is also because in the free version you don't have unlimited amount of like warp deformers, so the warp deformers is what allows you to like do proper physics, and the more warp deformer you have, the smoother your physics will get. And since I used only one, well, it's not smooth at all, but I mean, I tried, you know? And I mean, I was quite happy with, for example, the mouth, because it took me a long time to rig the mouth properly, and it's actually not that bad. Now that I'm looking at it, I would have imagined that to be way more horrible. But it's actually pretty decent. So this is some maybe a positive points that I have here. Maybe I can use this model for like meme purposes to joke. But yeah, that was actually my first model, and with all the mistakes I made, I learned a lot of lessons, and I was confident enough to do like my final and my actual models. So yeah, this was really like my first try, and thanks to this I learned a lot, and thanks to all of these mistakes, I managed to change a bit my rigging methods and achieve the result that we have right now. Now, shall we go back to the original, or maybe to the actual version of myself? Let's do that really quickly. I don't want you to have nightmares tonight. And now, welcome back! How was this little journey with Chibi? A bit weird, right? But honestly, as I said before, I am absolutely not a professional, and so you might have understood this is actually only my second really fully rigged model. I mean, the first trial I don't really count it. Oh, maybe I should count it, but for me it was more like playing around, that's really diving into like parameters and physics. So this model is actually made thanks to the Pro version, and it helped a lot. You can really see the difference between the free and the Pro version. So if you're thinking hard about doing your model, rigging your own model, try at first to do it with the free version. Like, try to do a test with the free version, maybe a free model, or like a model that looks more or less similar to yours, to just try around how it works, like grasp how the parameters work, how the rigging tools are working. It's quite important, I think, so that you are not overwhelmed once you are starting like your real rigging. Because I was already quite familiar with some like how the different deformers were working, how the mesh were working, and I mean, during this process I was still learning a lot about, for example, like some parameters, like the glue thing, like the rotation deformer, like you are always learning new thing when you are rigging. It depends on like what you want to do. So maybe let's talk about the pros and the cons, because there are a lot of cons in this model, and see that this is really not perfect, and it like your model doesn't need to be perfect for you to be comfortable with it. So maybe you have noticed a lot in like the previous model and this one, but I have a lot of problem with the side angles. They are looking horrible. That is due to the fact that I do not have reference sheet. I know that a lot of artists has like this reference sheet when they're basically like, referencing when the head is, and like the anatomy of the head when it is supposed to like turn in different angles. And I didn't have it, so that's why you can notice some really big like anatomy inconsistencies when I am turning my head. Like the eyes are not in the right place. But I try to not to think too much about it, so if I can give a tip, try to work with the reference sheet if you have one. It's always best for you if you have a really clean result, because mine is definitely not clean, but whatever. Then you might have seen too something that, oh my god, gives me nightmare, is these horrible back strands of hair. When I move around, you see like the two, these two long strands of hair that they completely have a will of their own. Don't ask me why. I don't know how I rigged them. I have badly rigged them. I didn't give them, I think, a proper rub deformer or anything. But like when I move too quickly, you can see that they are not following the flow of the back hair. And it's really funny. It can be the inside joke, or it can be like small antennas it's actually not strand of hairs. They are antennas that are like growing from my hair. So yeah, I try not to move too fast, because when I do it, it shows, right? And well, what can I say to... Oh yeah, basically my hair too, when I am moving, they do not have like proper flow. I mean, you can see at the bottom that it's not perfect, but you know what? It's alright. I mean, for me, like sometimes I'm really a perfectionist, but for this part I was like, I don't... Like, people won't really see it, like it's not really an important detail. It's like, even if it bothers me, it's alright. I put more focus on the face, actually. And yeah, I think it's also because, like, since I was in the free version, I had like not many warp deformers, and when I got the pro version, like, we have an unlimited amount of warp deformers, so I was like so excited. I put so many of them, and so like too many warp deformers can kill the warp deformers. Can kill the flow, I think. But I just wanted to try. I mean, it's also a test of its own. So these are the things I really don't like about this model. That are really funny. Yeah, I still like them. I just find it funny when I'm moving or when I'm watching my videos and I'm like, oh my god, how did you rig that, Amy? And then the things I'm really proud, maybe all these tiny details. First, I must say I'm quite proud of my eyes. Let's do a little of a close-up. You should talk about the thing you are proud of, right? Should be important. Let's do a close-up to my face. Yeah, see, I really wanted to do jiggly eyes, and now I have them. And as you may have noticed, something I also really love is that they change a little bit of colors when I blink. I don't think it is really noticeable when I am in the safe distance, but when I'm close, I don't know, I find it's a funny little touch. Original, I don't know, but a funny little touch that I was really happy to find the trick to change colors. And so as you can see, compared to my other model, the physics here, the jiggles, are actually the same on both eyes, so I don't have one extreme difference between the two irises, so thanks to copy-paste that is only available on the pro version. And the mouth rigging is also really... I won't say really great, but I'm actually quite happy with the result. Sometimes I feel like it goes way too wide when I'm speaking. Like, for example, sometimes I'm often like that, when actually I'm not opening my mouth that much, but that is... I think it has to do with sensitivity and some other parameter that I should work with on Vtuber Studio, but it's a bit tiring. So well, let's stick like that. And yeah, in the new skill that I learned, there is also what we call the angle Z that I really like. It makes me able to go like that. I don't know. I find it's a really nice touch to be able to rotate your head. I don't know. Yeah, this is the small achievement that I managed to do, and that were not in my previous chibi model. And also something I quite like is this little algae expanding and retracting when I'm talking, so, and also slightly changing colors. I don't know if you have seen that, because like if I'm not talking, if I'm not moving, wait a minute. I don't know if you can see that, but the model is like, you have this impression that the model is breathing, and so we have a parameter for that in Live2D called breathe. That is like moving your chest a tiny bit. And so I clipped this algae to the breathe parameters, though they are like expanding and retracting when I breathe, and it is really, really funny. It's like small details like that no one will ever notice, but I'm quite proud of. It's weird, I know. And also, wait, let me drink water, please. Sorry, I'm talking for a long time. It's hurting my throat a bit. Sorry, because, well, I'm not used to talk that much. But so, oh yeah, one thing that I was really happy to was the toggle. So the pet and the blush toggle that we can see sometimes. Let me show you it really quickly. So this tiny little sea bunny that is really squishy, really jiggly. I don't know, I just liked it. Okay, so that was for the pet toggle. And now also we have the blush. When I'm blushing. Again, that is not something I will use often, but I must say, sorry, but I'm really proud of this algae? How do you even pronounce this word? Wait, really proud of this like red pink thing that is like covering me. Again, like really silly thing, but I don't know, I find it really charming for a reason. And well, the blush, I mean, it's really blushy, but I guess it will do. The thing is, I also wanted to put like some other toggles, such as crying, like being really mad or something, but I figured out that maybe I won't need them. I don't know. We'll have to see. So yeah, that is what I'm really proud about. At one point I was actually wondering if I should buy Vtuber, which is an external program that is able to track your mouth and your face better, way better, especially your mouth. But I mean, it costs some money, and I was like, maybe like if I find a lot of people are interested in my weird antics and that they are, I don't know, not complaining, but like if I feel the need to upgrade my model a bit to, for it to be a bit more pleasant to the viewer, then maybe I could try and buy Vtuber, because the thing is, I have already rigged the parameter that we can find only in Vtuber. So, for example, the cheek puff and like the smirk and so on, like I have already like rigged them. I just don't have the program that is like adequate for that. That's a bit silly, but well, whatever, right? So that was a bit of my rigging journey. Overall, for this model, I took around 7 to 8 days to complete it, but I was hyperfixating on it, so I was really 100% focused on the rigging process when I was doing it, so I could have like sessions of 6-7 hours non-stop just trying to rig. And I'm also like a really slow rigger, so this is not something you should maybe follow in a sense. But I mean, I've seen a lot of people like complaining how expensive rigging is, and in all fairness, like people who are like riggers, like actual like professional riggers, are doing an awesome job. Like this, like mine is nothing compared to what they can provide you with. This is like just amazing. Like they are always like such a great source of like inspiration and great source of worship in a way. But like, so I totally respect their work, and obviously like they have to put like high prices because they are really, I mean, like it takes really a lot of time to rig a model. But I've seen people saying that what is stopping them from becoming a VTuber and like launching this journey is because the price for rigging was too high. So I want to say, like, you can find like art model in PSD for free, that I know. But if really it's like rigging shouldn't stop you from your goal, because I mean I sound so like horribly like OT when I say that rigging is not that hard, but I mean you have to learn it like for everything. I mean I'm saying that, but I am the one who paid for like for the art of my model. But I mean it's different because I mean it's different because here like you learn something like from scratch, and you have great tutorial videos that are free on Live2D Cubism. You have free models on Live2D Cubism, and if you want your own customized model, I know you can find it. I mean, you can create it from scratch. And like the program is free, and like the pro version that I used is actually like the trial version that is running for like 42 days, which is plenty enough to rig a character, especially if, like me, you are not rigging a full body. And honestly, I mean, at first, like, I don't really see the point of rigging a full body if your purpose is only to show like the upper part of it. I mean, it can be really interesting for referencing and so on, but I don't know, like, do what is best, what is more practical for you. And I mean, if you really like don't want to learn how to rig, or if you don't have time, because sometimes you don't have time, and that is perfectly okay. I mean, you can, I think, maybe I saw on Fiverr some really cheap rigger for like, I mean, cheap rigger that are not that detailed. I mean, I think even less detailed than this model, but at least like they do a perfectly job in like capturing your mouth and like your eye blinking. So you always find a solution, and like free solution is maybe the best, because here like you have a completely like you have like a white space that you can like you can implement everything that you want on this model. Like, I don't know, just like this little these little details of like changing colors here and there, like the algae, the eyes, and so on. Like, I don't know that. I mean, like, if I had like given this task to a rigger, I am not sure they would have like thought about it, because clearly this is not something I had in mind first. Like, I never thought about like having like iris that could change colors. Like, I really found it just by playing around in Live2D and finding that you can actually in the pro version like change the eye colors. like you can change like some colors here and there, so it's your playground, and like you have to do what you can in it, what you want, what is fun, and you will succeed. That I am sure of it. So, well, I hope that this rigging part was actually quite interesting. I mean, especially like if you're new, or if you are wondering if you can do it, you can totally do it. Look at me. I managed to do it, then you will. That I am sure of it. As I like to say, it is the beauty of the journey. Like, you are watching my evolution, my growth from like being an awkward, from being a very awkward little jellyfish to a bit less awkward little jellyfish. That is like the most beautiful evolution you can ever witness, I want to say. And yeah, also what I wanted to say as like this newbie, zero technology skill jellyfish, I think you don't need to have like this whole gamer setup or like computer setup that we can see everywhere. I mean, it's not like you don't have to, but again, if you want to save money, you can run, not perfectly, but you can run everything from one little laptop, which is exactly what I'm doing. Like, I only have a laptop. I have the inbuilt webcam, so I'm using the webcam of the laptop that is already doing a really, really great job, I think. And I have the mic from my computer, so everything is inbuilt. So the biggest problem is, of course, the audio, but I'm trying to play a bit with like during the editing process, for example, try to tone it down a bit, but obviously it doesn't sound as good as like true microphone. But again, like, I think it will be like a mark, like a trending like mark from like my channel. Like, it will be like crappy audio is what defines my channel. So I'm good with it. So yeah, always like what I want to say with this video is like, even if you're totally new to this whole concept, don't be afraid. Like, don't have like stage fright like I had, because I was really unsure if I should embark on this journey. And I hope that this little video of mine gave you at least a bit more confidence. And just, I mean, I hope I didn't like scare you or anything. Like, it was absolutely not my point. It was just to show you that with a lot of time and some willpower, you can totally achieve a decent job without like spending hundreds of like thousands of like money, because like this is what we hear a lot, like that it's really expensive to be a VTuber. It is, like, for some, like, I mean, like the biggest indie VTubers are indeed like spending a tons. But like, if you want to be a small little soul wandering in the VTuber world, you'll be just fine, and you'll do just a perfect job being as you are now. So now, what do I say? I always hate to conclude my videos because I always feel very awkward, but as always, thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for listening to all of this rambling. And I hope you learn new things, or I hope you were like interested in this little journey of mine. And I hope this journey will be plenty of surprises and plenty of adventures, right? And I hope we can be together to experience it. So now, bye!